Everyone's here tonight. Special KOF. Shout out to the homeboys at Dream Cancel.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dream Cancel podcast, and this is episode 119 of Dream Cancel Live. My name is Desmond, the administrator of DreamCancel.com. In this episode, we're going to talk about what we plan to see, or what we might see, or what we want to see in the graphics for King of Fighters 15. There was a teaser trailer release, I would say like a week ago or a couple days ago, that showed just some concept art and some words from the developers for King of Fighters 15. And there's planned to be actually a trailer that will be shown on the 7th of January. So right now, a lot of people in the scene are kind of wondering how the game is going to look like, how we'll play. But we're going to focus on what it might look like, because we do feel that is important. But big thanks to everybody that's watching right now. Really, really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe. And yeah, thank y'all so much. And this is actually going to be the final podcast for 2020. So thank y'all so much for watching and listening throughout the year. We'll try to bring more frequency of a podcast in 2021. But yeah, thank y'all so much for hanging in there with us. But yeah, like always, if you want to get some Dream Cancel swag, go to dreamcancel.com/shop. And if you like to donate to Dream Cancel to keep Dream Cancel running, be sure to become a Patreon. And big props to everybody that is in our Discord server. That's where we do a lot of our communications and whatnot. And we have links to other KOF and SNK servers as well. And yeah, so without further ado, I would like to introduce the discussion panel for this episode. Firstly, we got from and correct me if I'm wrong on this, man. You live in Georgia. We got Daily Rave Neo.
Yes, it is I, Daily Rave Neo.
What is up, bro? How you doing, man?
I feel pretty awesome. I'm actually from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I live here in Atlanta, unfortunately. Yes.
Okay. All right, great, man. Good to have you. Next, we got DZ Kujaku. What's good? Kick Punch Blocks, very own.
Hey, Desmond. Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Oh, man, doing great, man. Good to have you on as always.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here.
Yes, indeed. Last but not least, we have from Ohio, we got Kenshi Himura. What's good, Kenshi?
Just the day-to-day life. How's everyone doing tonight?
Oh, yeah, everybody's doing great, man. But, yeah, thank y'all so much for joining me, man, for this episode. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Daily Rave, you haven't been on here for a minute, man. So, yeah, it's good to have you on here, man. Thank you so much.
You know what? Thank you, Desmond Della. I'm sorry. Desmond Taylor.
No problem, man. But yo, why don't we kind of just like go right into the main topic, man, without further ado. So King of Fighters 15, man, we just saw like concept art for the game. Okay, it was just some drawings. How did y'all react when y'all saw that? Even when y'all saw the teaser trailer, how did y'all feel when y'all saw that? We could start with Dizzy. Go ahead and start, and then we'll kind of go down the line.
Oh, okay. So when I didn't even see the trailer first. I saw the logo and like the concept art for like Kyo, Benny, etc. And I didn't believe it because we've seen so much fake leaks, I guess you can call them, or like announcements, that I was just like, okay, let me just like research everything before I react. Like I don't want to just react and then it's wrong and I look stupid. So I checked sources. I saw that Gato Ray was tweeting about it, and then I saw like a YouTube link, and then I saw a couple other things. I'm like, okay, this is legit. So then I was just like, okay, this looks good. Kyo looks good. Benny looks good. Shune looks good. I don't know how I would struggle with his name. Um, yeah, I mean, I think the concepts looks really good, but I know they'll translate a little differently in game. Because if you remember, the concept art for a lot of characters for 14, like when they're in game, they look like a little different. Like there's certain features that are more accentuated or kind of slip through the cracks. Like I remember the concept art for Majora in 14, and her face in her concept art is not really that. Like you don't see a lot of detail on her face in that concept art.
Yeah.
But then you look at her in game, like her face really pops. So I'm waiting to see how they translate in game before I really react positively or negatively to those designs.
Okay. All right, Dale or Neil, how'd you feel when you saw the teaser trailer?
It pissed me off. For the exception of the theme song. When I heard the theme song, I had that. You know how you hear something awesome and then you get that chill up your spine, your loins. That's what happened. And when I saw Oda-san and them saying, speaking, and I was like, okay, cool, they're gonna show something. And I saw those drawings, I was like, why the fuck would they do this to me?
Yeah.
But the theme song sounds awesome. I felt a certain way. Matter of fact, shout outs to Hell Pockets. He made a trailer for fucking. He made a trailer wanting Nelson in the game, right? And that shit was better than the presentation. Shit was better than the real presentation. So shout outs to Hell Pockets.
Okay.
For that. But the thing is, it was just, to be honest, it was disappointing because they had us, going through hoops and ladders and waiting and all that other garbage just to, play. I mean, just to see a trailer, see something. We've been yearning and wanting something since that Evo trailer or that teaser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once there was like, okay, we're gonna make an announcement tomorrow, I'm like, cool, they're gonna show something. So they showed this concept art. It pissed me off, but it was a cool theme song and the logo. Nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, the drawings look nice. It just said I wanted to see something. I mean, they should have showed like the back of the head of Kyo's sprite or something. I mean, they should have just showed his finger burning or something. Show that.
Well, I hope they don't just show that for the trailer, man. I hope we see like a bunch of stuff for that trailer, man. Kenshi, how did you feel when you saw the teaser trailer?
Well, I really liked Kyo's design.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty happy when I seen Kyo's like design kind of like draw back to his old school stuff, but with a hint of KOF 13. I was like, yo, I can't wait to play him and main him in another game because this design's looking fire. I wasn't actually expecting Benimaru to look like what he looks like, but I like it. I can dig it. I can't wait to see what the colors are. Shanae is he's still Shanae. And I did not like the logo at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't like the logo, but that's just, my personal opinion.
Because it looked like King of Combats, doesn't it?
I think it comes off as awkward because the K and O are included this time. Like usually it's just an F and then like whatever number that we're on.
Yeah.
Because like 13 and 14 did that.
Yeah, it's either the F and whatever numbers they're on, or like it's the F to the left and it says the King of Fighters in the like the year, the number. But
like now it's just like KOF. I'm like, it looks a little awkward because of that.
It threw me for a loop. I feel like there's things that could make it a little bit better, but you know what? It's KOF. I don't care. I just want the game to play good.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But yeah, as far as like teaser trailer reaction, like I was just happy to see Kyo's design. I was happy to see something after the drought of no KOF 15 information. And unfortunately, I didn't actually see the trailer before I seen everyone's Twitter reaction, so I was like, what did I miss?
Yeah.
And then I seen it on YouTube. I'm like, oh, that's what I missed.
Yeah. Um, the I would say the logo. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought the logo it looked kind of like a fan made logo. Like you ever seen like the fan made logos for like King of Fighters 14 or something like that?
The ones you see from Mugen.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, dude, it looked a little fan made. So hopefully they'll polish it up, in the game. Kind of gains momentum, as far as like publicity and stuff goes. Regarding like the teaser trailer, I was a little disappointed that we didn't see any like gameplay footage or anything like that. Or even just like a screenshot, but just to see the drawings, I'm like, man, I could just open up my freaking King of Fighters 14 art book, for something close to that, But I understand. I mean, they want to show the costumes and stuff, and
I appreciate them waiting until they have everything polished this time, because no one can forget that first KOF 14 trailer, and regardless of whether you think the game is ugly or beautiful in its current state.
Yeah.
Anyone with eyes will tell you that trailer was horrid.
Yeah.
Like it was just terrible.
Yeah. So I respect that they're they're holding off a little bit, that they want to kind of like make sure that it looks good, because I agree. It was disappointing to see 14 for the first time, with Kyo and Iori, man, and it just didn't look too good. And you remember the dislikes in the video for the trailer?
Yeah, they ratioed it. They ratioed the video.
It was
bad.
It was like drinking this.
but hopefully we get to see more on the 7th of January. I do like the fact that we got some words from Oda-san and what's the other guy, Ogira?
I believe so.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm glad that they chimed in and kind of told us a little bit about kind of what's going on, or what's planning to happen or whatever. Yeah. Go ahead.
I do want to mention something. Y'all remember the fighting game content? The makers panel that they had.
The one
the developers.
The developers
one where
panel.
no one addressed the elephant of the room of the netcode. Yeah.
Yeah. They did not want to talk about that.
Nobody talked about it.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say is, those two were sitting in that top fucking left corner of the screen, looking like, we're not gonna talk about our game. We're not gonna talk about our game.
It was kind of like
please don't ask
they
us
wanted
about
to.
our game.
I can sense that they wanted to.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of like, you remember in school, in class, when they had like presentation day, and then like there's like one or two people that like didn't finish or didn't prepare, and they just like, yo, are you up next?
Don't
and they're just like,
It's like, don't call me, don't call me, don't call me.
That's what it looked like. Yeah, but yo, let's go back a little bit, and like, why don't we kind of share our like, I would say our favorite like KOF as far as like aesthetics go. Just like graphics and style and aesthetics. So Della Revenue, what's like your favorite, man, or favorites, like look wise for KOF?
12 and 13.
12 and 13. Okay.
The reason why 12 was they adopted they did the traditional art of fighting style camera angles where the zoom in, zoom out. That was that was SNK right there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I guess they did away with that. So 13, of course, they did a lot of great work doing those sprites and everything. It looks good and it plays well. That's pretty much it, man, as far as the aesthetics.
Do you think, or would you want the zoom in and zoom out camera to return in 15, or you think that was just like too much?
Nah, bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back, man, because it's you get I guess you get an idea of. I guess you'd probably be able to see the sprites a little better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
As far as close range,
Okay. Right.
But not too huge, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Kenshi, what about you? What's your favorite, like, KOF or KOFs, like, aesthetically?
Aesthetically? 99.
Ooh, okay.
99 is probably the most beautiful of the sprite-based games. And, like, even if I have my vices with how the game plays, you can't deny that the stages and the presentation of 99 was pretty up there.
The stages were good at 99. I will give you that.
So I feel like 99 would definitely be my favorite aesthetically. As far as like HUDs go, I actually am really partial to 13's like HUD, but I don't necessarily like how 13 handled some of their sprites. Some of them are great. Some of them are steroid Zentradi looking crazy people like Clark. So I'm good. I'm good on that. But
come on.
I like I think 13 did the stages really well too. So,
Oh yeah, same here. Okay.
But yeah, definitely 99 for me.
All right, DZ, what about you?
My favorite aesthetically are 96 and 97. So
okay.
The reason I picked those is because in the plot, those are the first two tournaments where KOF became like a major worldwide phenomenon. And you could tell by the way they designed those stages and then the aesthetic choices they made within the game in terms of like of music and or lack thereof. Where like there's some stages in 90s, well not stages, but there's some situations in 97 where all you hear is the ambiance of like the crowd and stuff. You don't hear any music. And a lot of people hit the game hard for that. But I'm like, you got to keep in mind they're trying to emulate. You're in a big ass stadium full of people and you're fighting on a platform in the middle of it.
Yep.
So when I play 97, that actually gets me into the game more because I feel like even if I'm not playing on stream or anything like that, I'm like, oh, people are watching me. Like, I gotta do the best that I can.
Yeah.
So that actually that helps with the immersion. That's the word I'm looking for. The immersion of playing that game. But now in terms of like UI design, I'm gonna give it to 13. If anything, that's the one thing I did like about 13 was the UI. I kind of agree with Kenshi where like sprites are kind of hit or miss. Like they either looked beautiful or they were just too hulked out and just didn't look right. Like Terry's buff, but he's not that buff. You know what I mean? Like it just so like if they wanted to, I get that they wanted to go with a certain aesthetic, especially when it came in terms of like characters like Athena and things like that. But I think 13 just isn't the gold standard in my opinion as far as this the sprite work goes. But yeah, like that UI, like those life bars, the navigating the menus, things like that, like they nailed it. I love that part when it comes to 13. But yeah, like for me, 96, 97, and I'm a little more partial towards 97. 96 is kind of just like a really close second. But yeah, like two KOFs that just kind of established the in the story of, hey, this is where KOF is exploding, and there's nobody on the planet that doesn't know what KOF is, and things like that. Now you have the people who've been in the tournament multiple times are kind of celebrities in their own right, or people who are relevant in other industries aside from fighting tournaments in universe they're like, oh man, this person entered this year, like that's a big deal. Like things like that. I think they kind of nailed that with those two games.
Okay. Yeah, well said, man. Yeah, for me, I would say the games in Orochi Saga I like aesthetically, because like the same reason that you brought up, Dizzy, was the whole thing about like, yeah, this is a tournament, like it's like the Olympics.
Yeah, they were inspired by the Olympics. That's why in some situations in 97 there's no music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just the very fact that this was like before the whole Nest saga and stuff like that too. So it felt just like a big event, man. Like every stage was like a festival. People, in the background, partying and stuff like that. It, like almost every stage. Well, not almost every stage, but half the stages, you could see people in the background watching, or there's a stadium or something like that, for some of the stages. And yeah, that's I definitely like the whole feel and aesthetic of like the Orochi games. And I also felt as far as like sprites and stuff goes, like yeah, 12 and 13, those look pretty good too. And honestly, I felt that like 12, it kind of brought me back a little bit to like 97 a little bit, because you remember there's a fair amount of stages where
Yep.
there's you're in a stadium and stuff like that. Yeah, you're in an arena.
They brought that back.
Crazy stuff in the background. Whales and stuff.
Fat chicks.
Yeah.
The fat chick.
Yeah. Even like the confetti. The confetti falling from the freaking like rafters in the arena stage. That looked pretty cool. That looked really cool.
They even brought back, because there was a minor. I forget what stage in 12 did it, but in 97 there's a stage at an amusement park, and every time you knock someone down, confetti pops up from the floor, because like a bunch of confetti fell before the fight started. And like the fact that was back in 12, like even though I didn't like 12, I was like, oh my god, they brought that detail back, like of all things. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. And I might have to see that again, man. I don't say I don't recall it, but it's been a while, since I
12
saw
should have
12. And 13, yeah, I love 13. I love the stages in 13. There were some things with some of the like I would say like the characters in the not the game characters, but a lot of the spectators that was a little kind of weird design wise. That I thought it was kind of odd.
I don't like the fact that they sped up like that when the round ended. That was really awkward to me.
Yeah, but like for example, like that jungle stage had like kind of questionable designs, with the spectators and stuff, and then like even like the fat ladies and the Paris stage and all that. So it looked kind of questionable, sort of.
Right,
but I like just the artistry of the actual backgrounds itself. Like I remember the first time seeing the Osaka stage. I was like, man.
Oh, that stage is really good. That stage brought back memories.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw it, when I got the console version of the game. And this was after, like, playing the arcade version, and that had, like, a limited amount of stages. I was like, wow.
Right.
They nailed it.
Yeah,
they absolutely nailed it.
That stage, that's the only stage I pick. Like the few times I played 13, I always pick that stage.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful stage. But, yeah, the Orochi Saga and 12 and 13, those are the games I really dig aesthetically.
Okay.
And as far as the sprites go, like I agree with Kenshi, they look very good. I just didn't like the designs of like some of the characters, like Athena. They made her look too anime, and Yuri, they gave her a big head, and a little skinny.
Yeah. Oh my
body.
god. Her head was the size of Jupiter for like no reason.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, she looked weird, man. But any y'all saw on Twitter, there was a image of some rejected art for King of Fighters 12. Any y'all saw that?
I didn't.
All right, I'm gonna show it.
That.
I'm gonna show it on stream. So if y'all are watching the stream,
hold on. Let me actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it on stream if y'all go to it. It looked pretty cool. I thought y'all would have saw it.
Nah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, this is it right here.
Glad I made some drama on Twitter at the time. All right, let's see.
Fucking Twitter. Oh, you talking about that shit?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, so I'm gonna zoom in.
That Iori stance looks a little savage for him. That's actually interesting.
But look at this, man. Look all this.
I
like Ash's stance, and look
at
Ash
actually has a fighting style. That's interesting.
Remember those sprites they had for geese and all that other shit too?
Oh, that they use on those cards, right?
Yeah, those are dope too.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
And look at Terry. Terry's not all that buff,
Yeah, like that. Like that's how Terry should have looked in 13. I wouldn't have minded that.
And look at Ralph and Clark. They're not all super warded out. They're like close to it though. They juiced a few times, but they're not too crazy.
Dude,
yeah, go ahead.
They look exactly the fucking same.
They look a little different, man. They look a little different. Look at like especially like the pants and like the arms and stuff. Like maybe it's the stance. I don't know, but they look a little different than what they do in
Look at Dulong's foot.
And look at Leona. Leona has the the shorts and everything on. Let's see. See, I even like the stance for like Rio. Rio looks pretty good. Athena, look, she's not all like,
She's anime, but not like super misproportioned anime.
Yeah, like her legs are, actually have like shape to them. Like, in 13, they were just all just like, they look like freaking like chicken thighs or whatever, man. It
Her
looked
her
weird.
thunder thighs in 13 were actually the same size as her stomach.
Really? That's
Yes.
bad.
I didn't know
That's
that.
really bad.
Yo, Elizabeth looked like she built like somebody's mama and shit. Look at that.
Yeah, it looked like she about to whip someone with that whip, man. Look at that. And then
You might
wait,
like
and
that.
these people from Throws of the Past, right?
I think so.
Yeah, see, that
I
would have
would've-
been interesting to have them, man.
See, the one thing with Ash in 13 that I didn't like, even though I did like I liked him and liked using him. I get it. He's supposed to be like that lazy character that doesn't really care about fighting, but I kind of it's kind of awkward because coming back from 03 and 11, he had a fighting stance back then. So now he's just standing there twirling his hair. I'm like, they didn't bother to animate anything for him. Like that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
Yeah. Word. But yeah, see, these look pretty good. The only stance I don't like is Kim's stance, and like Iori's stance looks cool. It looks too like Yamazaki-ish.
It's too savage for him. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Yamazaki-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's about to do his little whip move or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
Okay. All right. So, you know what? What KOF game had the best like presentation as far as like the menus and stuff go? Which ones did y'all like? Like for example, like I did like 11. I thought 11 was good. That kind of like experimental, almost like weird, like it. I won't say 3D, but it had that little marble kind of going on when you move the menu thing up and down and stuff.
Actually, I think 13 had the best menus to me, bro.
13 was good too. I thought it was a little like kind of dark, but it was cool. Look, I know what you mean. It looked kind of like dungeonous a little bit with like the colors. The fonts was nice.
I also see what you mean about 11 because 11 looks like you're about to have fun once you press start. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like colorful and whatnot. Yeah, I like that.
I think
I even think 12 was kind of cool presentation wise. It was just.
So 12 did everything right but the gameplay.
Yeah, exactly.
like I have nothing bad to say about any other aspect of 12, but playing it, yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna give it to, as far as the HD games are concerned, like anything like 12 onward, I can give it to 13.
Mm-hmm.
Neo Geo era, I'm gonna give it to 2000 actually. 2000 had a really like the character select and everything like that. 2000 did it really well. Like people said it's the best striker game for a reason because I mean, like between 99 to 01, 2000. I think 2000 is the best one among those three.
For sure.
I even like the stances they gave the characters in select mode. Like you got Seth, man, he's doing like this for some reason. Like,
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like they gave like a special like striker pose, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
For every character, even like the guest characters, when you pick the alternate striker, like I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Speaking of that, that's cool that you mentioned that, Dizzy. Do you remember the PlayStation version of 97? You pick your character, and everybody's standing like, at attention instead of like their little fighting pose.
Yeah, because in the arcade version, they just do they do their idle pose, they do their fighting pose, and then they do their taunt when you finish your order. But I think the PlayStation version did it a little differently. I think
everybody looked like they were standing at attention.
They drew new sprites for that, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
That shit looked nice.
Okay. Oh, I got a question for y'all. What stage in any KOF was like y'all's favorite?
Oh, this is a tough one.
Or you can name like your top 3. Like for example, for me, I think my favorite is that yard stage in King of Fighters 99 when it's like sunny and then it gets cloudy and it starts raining by like the 3rd round and stuff like that. I think that's beautiful. And then I think 2000, the aquarium stage is real nice. And then after that, I would say like maybe Isaka from 13.
My top 3 not in any order. My top three is the Orochi Shrine in '97, the oh my god, what's that stage? Spain in '98.
Ooh. Okay.
Because like when you see like those alcoves and like the floor actually like mirrors the sprite side, like that. Yeah, that one was really good. And then you know what? 14, South America. That one's one of my favorites too. I like that one.
Okay. But with the waterfall and the
Mm-hmm.
the weird little floor
With the trees and all that stuff. Yep. Yeah, that floor is kind of weird, but like
Yeah.
the overall aesthetic of the stage, I like it.
Yeah. What about you, Kenshin? What's your favorite like stage in the KOF games?
Favorite three, I guess. The Saka Bridge that's in '96 and '13. That really bright and blue stage that was in '97 and also came to 14.
The racetrack.
Yeah, that stage. I really like that one.
That's Monaco.
Monaco, yeah.
Funny fact about that stage, in the arcade version, if you're playing a player versus player match, like both players are coin opted, that stage will not come up.
Oh really?
Nope.
Oh wow.
Like only on home ports.
Oh,
that's history.
And then my third one would be the beach stage that's in KOF 11.
Oh yeah.
It is a good stage. Oh my god, I love that stage.
And then they have like the little kind of shop yard, kind of to the left.
Yeah, and like you see like the it's like a little like, I guess you could say like a little like walk up restaurant that's like in the background back there. Yeah. That stage.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a real good one. What about you, Deli Rave?
Yo, my number one is the boss team stage in '96, especially with Terry and he's about to fight.
That's a good one.
That raises up.
That's a good one.
And the music.
Yeah,
and then,
the music.
That's
for Evolve. Yep.
Is that in '98 UM as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not the same effect though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Can I count Maximum Impact games?
Oh, go ahead, man.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the Eternal Gate, the Geese stage on that, and the Art of Fight Dojo. That's my top three.
Okay.
Because Maximum Impact had some great stages and good music.
Okay. All right. I won't argue against that one, man, because I've seen some of the stages in that game, and they look pretty good. I was like, man, maybe they could have reworked some of them for 14 or something like that. Because I thought some of the stages in 14 was just a little like kind of mediocre.
They're very hit or miss. They're very, very hit or miss. Like I hate the prison stage. I cannot stand that stage.
The prison, yeah, me either. Yeah, I don't like that one.
I
don't like the church stage, man.
I like the music. But I don't like the stage itself.
Oh man, yeah.
I feel like my favorite stages in 14 are the ones that came from other games. Like I really like the aquarium, but that was in 2000. I really like the racetrack, but that was in '97.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah. The only stage that I like that's kind of like a default stage is like that's not from a different game, is like that Mexico stage. When you're
Mexico stage is good. I like that
six ring. I
like
6-side ring. That's a good one.
I liked Midgar, Yori stage. Fucking Midgar.
So that stage.
Wait.
It was the one that had Yori's
the with the factory and the back.
The oil field. Yeah, it's like an oil field factory looking thing.
Yeah, it looked like.
Call it Midgar.
Okay, yeah, that's a good comparison. I was gonna say like one of the stages from X-Men versus Street Fighter or something like that. That's what.
No, because they were trying to match the aesthetic for his '96 stage, and like they kind of nailed that, but it just didn't. I don't know. It didn't pop the same way. Maybe because in '96 they were on a boat and like the actual sprites were like lifting up and down as the boat was floating. But I don't know.
Yeah. One thing that I didn't really like with 14 is that they didn't even like incorporate like day or night transitions. I know a lot of people.
Yeah, no stage transitions.
Like in 13 had that. Even though some stages they kind of didn't, but they changed like some variants of it. Like the London stage, how it's all like, I think foggy in the beginning, and then it like clears up.
Well, not even that, but sometimes like they just change the background characters and nothing else. Like the London stage, like you just mentioned, like they'll be like they'll like the background characters will be in one place, and then the next round they'll be in another place, and then like there's a cameo character there, like Chris shows up in that stage. You know, like in France, it's just like, okay, fat woman number 2 is like 3 meters to the left, but then where she used to be, Shermie's sitting down, like little things like that.
Stuff you got to like hunt for. Now you got to get to the screen and look like, oh, okay. Oh man, but yo, why don't we start kind of, I would say, theorizing and predicting what we're gonna see in 15. So for 15, what do y'all think, man, as far as like the style goes? Do y'all think they're gonna just like go to like how it looked in 14 with the 3D models, or do y'all think they might go for more of a kind of like maybe, you know, like a emulated sprite look, I would say, or, you know, an animated look?
It's hard to predict. It's really hard to predict, I think. Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with either, but it's kind of hard to predict. I can't really put my thumb on it. I do think that they may not let those models that they made go to waste. Because if you took those, like, a lot of people say like, oh, 14 looked bad and XYZ, but the only issue was the lighting and shaders in that game. Because if you took those models out of that game and put them in another engine or another game, those models looked fine. Like, I remember they modded Lu Wong in the Street Fighter 5. I think they put her over Jury or something like that, and she looked great. And they didn't change the model or anything at all. So it's like, the fact, like, they worked really hard on those models, especially like when they made Shermie's model for Heroine. Like, fingers crossed, if she is a 15, like, I think they might just use that model and then, you know, go from there. So like, plus if they continue to use those models, half the work's already done for any returning character, I guess you could say. Because like in Keo and Benny's case, all you have to do is just change their outfits, but the base is done for both of them already.
Yeah.
So for me, kind of what DZ was saying, SNK is notorious for reusing assets. So I'm thinking
20 years.
I'm thinking what's going to happen is, now that they have Unreal experience with Sam Show 7, they're going to take those models and experiment with them in Unreal and fix what they need to fix, update what they need to update. But I think we're going to have a really beautiful KOF game in Unreal Engine on our hands if they play their cards right. Now, if we're going for that 3D look.
I have a question. This will be in it's going to be Unreal Engine, correct?
Yes, I think they confirmed that. I think they confirmed that a while ago. Like, I want to say before Sam Show came out, they confirmed that 15 was going to be Unreal.
Yeah, because I think 14 they didn't use Unreal. They just used Unreal on Sam Show, and then it was like,
that's an in-house engine for. I think 14 of Heroines use their in-house engine, and Sam Show uses Unreal.
Yep.
Well, I think it's gonna look great, man. I think my prediction for the graphics will be they're gonna use 3D sprites, and then they're gonna do that Guilty Gear shit to it.
Okay. Yeah, I hope they do that too. I hope they use that technology and then put their own kind of spin and flavor in it, you know, to make it look, you know, as close to like 13 as possible, you know, because like, y'all remember that one little short interview that Oda did? This was probably like a few weeks ago, maybe even like a month ago, and someone brought up King of Fighters 13, and I don't know if the translation was direct or correct, but he kind of said something like, oh, you know, we're going to be experimenting with some sort of, you know, celluloid technology, you know. And I don't know if that meant that they're gonna make it look...
Celluloid? Is that a word?
Yeah, celluloid. Yeah.
Okay, I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, celluloid.
Yeah, celluloid. Yep. And they might make it look similar to 13. That's what I guess he was kind of hinting at. He didn't say that like explicitly, you know, but they showed like clips of 13 in the back while he was like talking about the celluloid technology. So I don't know. Hopefully it'll look like, you know, 13 with, you know, with a little more extra seasoning, you know, to make it look, you know, probably, I don't know. Man, can't even make it look better than 13. I don't know.
I'm a hater. I can leave 13 in the past. I'm gonna just say it.
Yeah, I know you don't like 13, man. Yeah. No. I know you hate 13.
I don't hate the game. It's more like I think I need people to realize that SNK is in a different place that they were when they made 13.
Oh yeah,
And I think that's why, like, it did a lot of things right. And I'm not gonna ever take that away from it. But it's like people are asking for 13 sprites back, and I'm just like, we're not getting that. And even if we do get anything remotely close to it, it's not gonna look exactly like that.
Right.
Like just
Right. Well, yeah.
The point. I mean, and I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, traditionally that we all used to looking at cartoonish. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
animated character. I agree. Yeah,
I
when 14 came out, man, it shocked everybody's system. We was like, what is this?
It was awesome.
You know, it's like, is this maximum impact? You know, is this like a side game?
By the time 14 came out, it didn't look great, but it looked better than it did on a launch trailer. Jesus Christ, I have nightmares about that kill picture.
I mean, I'm glad they improved it after a while, but man, I don't know. It should have been looking like that day one, man. Like in my opinion, dude. Like
I can agree with that. They knew. It took them what, 6 months to update? No, not even. It was like 4 months, I want to say, because they did it in January. Yeah, did it in January that following year.
Right. Yeah, we'll definitely see, man. I mean, as far as like actual, like like you said, 13, like the sprite works as far as like pixel based. No, pixel based. That's it's
beautiful
time
sprites,
consuming.
but that's not coming back.
Yeah, it's time consuming, and like I noticed like a lot of indie developers, they use sprites for their games, for their little like RPG games and stuff like that. The thing is, the reation why, because like those sprites were small. They're really small sprites. Whereas in 13, those were like really like big sprites, that was like 60 frames per second and stuff. And like indie games, those people, they have time on their hands. They're not a part of a big company. They can spend time making some small 64 by 64 sprites with like 5 frames of animation. Where you're doing a fighting game, that's different.
They spent a lot of money making, like, I think they said, I forget how much money they said it costs to make every character in 13, but like, there was a lot of frames of animation in that game, and they had to like draw each individual. Right? God knows how many hours that took.
Yeah, and I wonder like what happened to those sprites? What happened to those assets? Are they like sitting on a USB drive somewhere in a safe or something? Did they delete them? Like,
I mean, if there was some kind of like revival for 13, like and I see a lot of people asking about like, oh, what about a 13 or something like that? Like, if they felt like going back and drawing like maybe 3 more characters to add to the game or something like that, then maybe they could just reuse those assets again. But I mean, unless something like that happens, which at this point I think it's kind of unlikely because SNK has a lot on their plate now as it is. Like, they have 15 on the horizon. They're still updating Sam Show. Like they still have their fingers in the gacha pies. So it's kind of hard to predict, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
and they're still releasing old games too. So
yeah. What do you think, Daily Ray? What happened to the 13 stuff, man? Like, is that stuff like deleted, or where do you think is at, man? Like, why do you think they can't use it?
Oh, it's in my closet right here. I used instant transmission and stole all the things that we need, and I even stole Gyro Marketables too. I'm about to burn that, get that put on Fightcade, of course, yes.
It's funny. I'm glad you mentioned Goro, man, because like if they nail 15 style wise and it looks good, man, and
Goro's next in line,
and Goro's next, and then they can use probably the same technology, and make it.
I think they mentioned that they want to go back to Goro.
Can we not call it Garo 2, please, and just call it Fatal Fury 5?
Fatal Fury 5, hey, we could do that.
Let's just keep it real. No, I mean, all right, just call me a lore nerd or whatever, Okay, Garo Marketables is Fatal Fury 4. All right, for those that don't know, that's what it really is. They did the third strike treatment. Not to get off the subject or whatever what we're talking about, but a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, we want Garo 2," but it's really Garo 5. But anyway, as far as the 13 stuff, man, I think they should do something with it, re-release it with rollback. And
yeah, same here. Yeah, same here. I hope they can do it. I hope like SNK, like knows
need
that people want. I think they know, but like it's like
They know. They know. There's no way they don't know. They have to gut that online like completely. And,
they got to do what they got to do, man. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That, but I hope it does, and I hope like
Oh my God.
the game itself isn't like too much of a hindrance for rollback.
Like,
Remember, I heard like a rumor or something like that saying that they. I know this probably ain't true, but they said that they tried rollback and then it just didn't work well with like the HD
the way the
system
game
or
ran.
something. Like the when you're in max mode, HD max mode, hyperdrive mode, that it just worked weird or something. There was like weird like desyncs or freezes or something like that.
I understand wanting rollback for that game because that's an input intensive game. So you want when you press whatever button, you want to make sure you get that button. You don't want delay to like eat your inputs or whatever the case may be. So I understand why they want rollback for it, but not every game can have rollback retrofitted onto it because let's look at 13 versus O2UM. O2UM is like the version that they used for Steam. It's emulated. It's an emulated version of the PS2 port. So it's like they can go back and retrofit rollback onto that because it's not a brand new game that they just made. Where with 13, it's like all that is original work. That's 100% original work, and like you can't expect Code Mystics to go in and gut out a netcode they didn't make to put theirs in. Like that's kind of hard. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's a lot harder than putting it on an existing game like 98UM or O2UM.
You said that it's a emulated version of the PS2 port. Are you sure about that? Because I don't think that's the PS2 port and the 360 port. Those are like way.
That's
different.
true. Because the 360 port is what I meant to say.
Okay.
Because I forgot the 360. Yeah, I keep forgetting that the 360 ports were a lot different than the PS2 ports. I think it's that game. I think that game and Battle Coliseum were like not completely different, but they were changed enough to where they don't really feel the same.
God. Battle Coliseum on 360 is nowhere near the same as PS2.
No, not at all.
I cannot stand the 360 version.
The splash art is even different. It's ridiculous.
See, y'all about to make Kenshi lose his mind.
I got the PS2 copy right here. I'm not.
Yeah, so do I.
I'm not playing the 360 version.
Yeah,
I think we all had it.
Yeah, I got that too. I got it with 11 when they had that little special. I don't know if y'all remember a while back.
The netcode was better though.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. No, Daily Rave is right. Yeah, the netcode was good.
The netcode was good on 360 for some freakish reason, but nobody played it.
So that's a K game. Are you surprised?
All right. So, anybody got any like final thoughts, man, for 15 as far as like what it may look like, or what do y'all want specifically?
So
when
we talk
any requests for the visuals?
When we talk graphics, are we also talking like design choices for the characters, or like, or is that like a different discussion?
Design choice, visuals. Hey, you know what? That counts as well.
It counts as visuals. Okay.
Yeah.
So every returning character, unless they were in 14, because we already know that Shunai's still rocking the cape jacket look. Every returning character that came before 13 needs a new look. Like every single character. I'm tired of Diamond just being basic judo man and the Japan headband and the pants with the clogs. Like, let the man wear something different. Like a full gi. Let Rio wear something different. Let Yuri wear something different. Like all the returning characters that weren't new to 14, just give them something new. Especially if any characters are returning from before 14. So like your CYS and your Shen and all this other stuff. Like give them new outfits. Don't bring them back after God knows how many years and they're wearing the same old crap from the 90s or the early 2000s. Right. It just doesn't make any sense.
Now I want that too, but do you think it will throw people off that has been fans for a while or something like what is they wearing or like, or do you think it will like give it like a fresh new kind of feeling?
Think there's a way that you can nail the aesthetic of the previous outfit while still making a new outfit. Like take Mature and Vice in 14 for example. They found a way to combine their suits from 13 and the old school dresses and they just made like this new outfit out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
And you got So like if they do things like that, where it's like, okay, we're going to take bits and pieces of what they usually wear, but we're going to remix it a little bit and just like make something brand new, like that, so we can still recognize the character. Because I agree with you, like nobody wants to see their character come back after a long time and they're wearing like some ugly cupcake dress or something like that. Nobody wants to see that. So it's like if you can nail the aesthetic but make something new out of it, which I think is not that hard to do, because I've seen fan work for a ton of different characters for them in like different outfits. I've seen I've seen a million and one pieces of Kyo artwork where he's still wearing a black leather jacket, but they changed like a million things about it. But when I look at that artwork, I'm like, okay, that's Kyo. I still know who that is.
Okay.
So yeah, like anybody who wasn't new to 14, or even some characters that were new to 14, just give them something new.
Okay. All right. Well said. Anyone else have any requests as far as what they
I'm
want to see?
I'm down for new costumes, but this is probably just me, but I want to be able to put Athena in whatever costume I want from whatever year I want.
Ooh,
So,
okay.
I kind of like. I want to have multiple costumes. Okay?
I will only use 97 Athena. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like 97, 2003. Oh my God, there's a lot of good Athena costumes, and we've been stuck with the Serafuku since 11. Let's get out of the schoolgirl dress and get into some more classic costumes or some new stuff, but just give me some costumes and let me choose between them. Like, it could be DLC, I don't care. I bought all the costume DLC on 14. I'll do it again. It could be Capcom levels of bad, just as long as the marketing isn't DOA levels of bad.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want Junhoon back. That's it.
You know, that character was so cool, and they just let him die to the ages. I felt bad about that. That's
Yeah, I don't know why they kind of did that with Junhoon. Maybe they didn't know what to do with them or something like that. I don't know. That's
it's
weird
weird
decision why, because
You
he had a cool look.
Yeah, really cool look.
People probably bitch and complain about him being too hard to use.
They could just simplify them, That's all they got to do, just remove his stances, even though I don't think they should.
I mean, some bits of him came back in Luong though, if you pay attention.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
You can see some of June's stuff on her moveset.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, all right, but yo, why don't we do this? I do have one more question, and this is actually away from the whole King of Fighters 15 thing. So this is the last podcast for 2020. What did y'all think of the year 2020 as far as like SNK, the company goes, and even like the FGC is for SNK FGC, for 2020? Because I know that this has been a crazy year, a very unorthodox, year. But what did y'all think of it, man? As far as that goes,
I have a few words. Post lunar bout, so post COVID, post lunar bout. I have to really shout out to the people that kept running tournaments, like Marco and my boy Genesis doing DPO every week for KOF. Rome, yeah, all those people that are like trying to give us some sort of competition, even if it's not in our ideal environment, we're still be able to get together to compete, to play with each other and talk whatever smack on Discord and be in the stream chat. It's really nice that even though we're separated, we're still together.
Yeah.
And I like that that pandemic couldn't separate our family, basically. Like, we're still here, and we're going to come back stronger than ever when we can come back offline.
Oh, we'll go off when we can go offline together. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. What do you think, Deadly Rave Neo, of 2020 as far as, like, SNK FGC goes, and even, with, SNK themselves, how they've been handling this year as a fighting game player?
I'm just glad that a lot of people are embracing more of the classic games, and people holding tournaments, and people getting to know how to play these games and have an understanding of went through for all these years learning these games.
Mm.
As far as the company itself, I'm glad they're making those pretty decent decisions that they're making. I just want everything to go back to normal so we could play in real life, man. Because I like that hands-on stuff, bro. As much as I love online, I pretty much live online, and I'm an advocate for online. It just said it's nothing like playing against somebody in their face and looking at them in their eyes and laughing at them as you beat the living crap out of them. It's like, as far as the company, man, everybody's been cool, man. Crispy Kaiser, at first, I looked at him shady because I thought he was clueless for a second, but then he started to have an understanding of how we operate, and he quickly adapted and started really giving us what we wanted. You know what I mean? And giving us an idea of how the company ran and how they did things. I kind of wish he started doing his little, start doing his thing again, man. You know, it was pretty, informative. Watching him try to beat games and stuff, it was pretty hilarious. And the thing is, that's a real community manager, dude. You know what I'm saying? So, shout outs to that dude. Personally, I just want everything to go back to normal so we can go to these tournaments. The online scene is getting bigger with tournaments. So the thing is, I think we should all take advantage of running tournaments and learning how to anyway. And I mean, that's just my think on it, man. I just hope when the game comes out, everybody like it and don't shit on it like they've been doing all these years for shittier games. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say about that.
All right. Well said. Well said. What about you, DZ, man? How do you feel about this whole year? This year's wrapping up, man. Like as far as like
so
SNK goes and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what Kenshi did, and like I'm gonna just treat everything after the Luna Bout as something entirely different. Because it feels like 2020 was like 2 different years. It's like January, February, and then it's just like ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, just to kind of piggyback on what everyone else said, like just the trying their best to give us a space even online, and like they know, everybody knows, like playing online even with rollback netcode is not really the ideal place you want to play a fighting game. I mean, rollback makes it bearable, but it's not I wouldn't treat it as a 1-for-1 replacement for offline play. But people are doing their best, like between Marco, Genesis, Rome, the Lunar Phase guys, like they're all trying to give everybody a chance to play whichever KOF they like. Like I entered a 97 tournament during the pandemic. I wasn't expecting to do that anywhere. It's so like, no matter which KOF you play, if there's a means to play it online with people, then more than likely somebody's trying to host something for it. What's up, Kenji?
There's just someone that we both didn't mention, Angela Pickles, for running KOF 13 and Samsho.
Oh yeah.
Are they doing that with Parsec?
Yeah.
They're West Coast based, I believe, too. Yeah. So
Andy OCR too, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
The power.
Okay.
Company.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, even the ones running games that don't have playable netcode or doing it on Parsec, like that's a really big thing. I actually, even though it's not really related to SNK, I really want to thank like the Marvel guys for discovering Parsec and like getting people to work it into other fighting games. I think that was really cool. But yeah, like just we're gonna try to keep KOF thriving while we can't be together. Then when we can be together, where KOF 15 is probably gonna be out by that point, so we'll just crack out the models and do it like we always do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like 2020, it's been a ride, but there's definitely been ups and downs. As far as SNK themselves, I do want to commend their ability to adapt to working in a pandemic, because my first thought was, oh God, okay, nobody can go work in offices, everybody has to work remotely, and you would think that you can't get as much work done remotely on something like a game, because you have to everybody needs to work on the same files or the same engine and things like when I imagine, in my mind, I've never actually watched the game get made, but when I imagine game development, I imagine that, people are working on like on an engine, like on not a single computer, but like on multiple computers in like the same area, and like people, and like the bosses are standing over their shoulder, like, okay, well, move this here, move this there, things like that. And I'm like, well, they can't do that. So how are they going to make these games? But they're doing it. I mean, 15's been in development. They probably hit a couple snags when the pandemic started, but it seems like they've been trucking along ever since. So yeah, like just their ability to adapt is actually really remarkable. And just like Denji was saying about Crispy Kaiser, like the way he tried to keep us in good spirits during this.
Yeah.
Especially in a time where like we don't really know how things are going to shape up in going into 2021, as far as like okay, yeah, we all know eventually we'll be able to do offline events again, but when will we do offline? Like, is it going to be in spring? Is it going to be next fall, next winter, 2022? We don't know. So, I mean, just trying to keep everyone positive going into next year with that, I think is.
Okay. All right. Well said. Well said, man. But yeah, I agree with all y'all, man. I agree with all y'all, dude. For me, man, like, it's funny, dude, because like after Lunar Bout, I think everybody was really hyped for 2020, man. Like, I mean, even when we were there, and like maybe a week or two after, we were hyped. We were like, oh man, all right, we're going to this tournament. I'm gonna see all of y'all at Combo Breaker, man. I'm gonna see all y'all at this and that tournament. Like, we had everything kind of like ready to go. Like Lunar Bout was like the foundation of like how the SNK scene offline was gonna kind of be for the rest of the year. But then the pandemic just kind of washed it all away, unfortunately.
Snatched everything away.
That pandemic said, fuck your tournaments.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah, I agree, man. Like, January, February was just, like, it was fun, and then after, March and stuff
it felt like a different year, I swear.
Yeah. A whole different, like, reality, man, pretty much. So, yeah, big props to, everybody, just sticking in there, hanging in there. Big props to all the tournament organizers, doing their thing online, man. I mean, people coming up with all these crazy ways to use like parsec and stuff, man, to make sure people have like the lowest amount of latency, like spending money on like servers in the middle of the country and stuff, man. Like big props, like really, really big props. And
I'm gonna see how to get into that so I can start charging people for my server.
That might work. And and also big ups to SNK for giving us rollback for like what was it, like 3 games. So we had Garou in January, right? Wait,
Garou
was that last year?
Garou was last year, I think. Because so when 97 GM came out, it didn't have rollback at first, and then they added it to that, and then I want to say a couple months after that, and that was 2018, and I want to say either late 2018 or early 2019 is when Garou got it.
Okay.
And then Last Blade.
Last Blade.
Last Blade was early this year.
Last Blade was 2020, I believe.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah. So that, and then giving us 2K2 in October, with the rollback.
Wait for that 98.
That was definitely like a high point. That was a really big high point because like now we can probably get 98. 98 is probably on the horizon. We don't know when, but hey, it's on its way. So yeah, big props. Yeah, it was good.
I mean, I thought that O2UM was never gonna get it.
Yeah, me too. I was like very pessimistic about O2UM. I'm like, dude, they're not even gonna like bother with that. They're gonna just like do a different game.
Dude, but once it happened, bro, I'm like, yes, 98 is coming. Bro.
Yeah, 98 UM. Yeah, that'll be a very beautiful day when we get 98 UMFE. But yeah, big props to SNK for like noticing and giving Cope Mystics, the blessing to start working on it. So yeah, big props to them. But again, as far as the scene goes, man, like big props to everybody, dude. That's just like hanging in there, man. That's just making sure that content is being released and worked on. Giving people opportunities, even just to play casuals and stuff, and just streaming tournaments and stuff, and checking out people that stream KOF, regularly, big props to them. People even contributing on the Dream Cancel Wiki and stuff like that. To provide information, to the community. Big props to all them. But yeah, this year, man, it's crazy, man. Hopefully in 2021, it won't be worse, because the thing is that this year, 2020, if you really think about it, everything that happened at the tail end of 2019, it kind of dragged over to 2020, so we'll see how 2021 goes for sure. But as far as the community goes, I think we're on the right path, man, as far as like our momentum goes. And then eventually when things start opening up, which I predict, honestly, I think this might sound kind of negative, but I think it might take until 2022, 2023, like, maybe in this country.
You're about to say, just for the States, I can see that.
Just for the States, yeah. But other places, I know they're going to, like, kind of eradicate and have, like, a good, I will say hold on the pandemic rather than we do. But I do think, it's going to take us a while to kind of get things really back to normal.
If I have to get a vaccine and fly to Asia to play in a KOF tournament, I might just do that. I'm serious.
I will, like, that vaccine, like, they have it approved in the UK and it's like FDA approved and all that stuff. So I'm like, just drop that and I will get it day one. Take my money. I don't care. I need to go places.
But yeah,
bro, I'm drinking coconut oil, bro. Fuck that.
Yeah, for sure. But yo, again, like to the whole KOF and SNK community, man. Like, yeah, everybody just keep working hard, keep being inviting to other players for sure, because I believe we're very friendly and inviting community. So keep it up. Definitely keep it up, man, for sure.
I'm invited.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you extremely inviting, man, for sure.
Come play our game. We have beer.
We have beer and chitlins.
Sure. But yo, why don't we give some shout outs and wrap up this episode, man? So yo, why don't we start with Kenshi Himura? You have any shout outs you like to throw out to the community?
I mean, besides like the shout outs that I already did earlier, let's see here. Shout outs to Crispy Kaiser.
Yes.
Deadly Rave Neo reminded me about him.
Yes.
That dude, he's in every KOF stream. I see him like in every one of like.
I think he browses the tags.
Yeah, like the more prominent streamers, I see him everywhere.
Yeah,
see him in Juicebox, see him in Rome, see him in Mine. I'm just like, wow, he's everywhere.
And just shooting his shit, just talking about random stuff, which is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, big props to him.
Yeah, shout outs to him. Again, shout outs to all of our online tournament TOs. Marco, Rome, Genesis, Angela, and Andy OCR. Everyone, that's keeping us competing, even if it's in an environment we're not really liking, but keeping us competing anyways. Shout outs to my boy El Matador, because I'm trying to go back to Vegas in January, and he already said that I can stay at his place again. We're just like, fuck COVID, we're playing KLF, so I'm looking forward to hopefully getting the time off from work again to do that. So shout outs to him. He's the homie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's about it. Shout outs to SNK for finally breathing some 15 news to us, giving us that wave of 15 fresh air.
Just a crumb. That's all we needed.
that crumb, we turned the fan on low for 5 seconds and turned it off. I don't care. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool, man. Well said. Dizzy, you got shout outs, bro?
Pretty much to mirror what Kenshi said, like, just shout outs to the community at large. Like, everybody's doing a really great job adapting to, unknown territory. Like, before the pandemic, I don't think anybody really, some people did online tournaments, but not on this scale and with this many different games. Like, I know for 14 they did a couple of online tournaments prior to this, but You know, just to think of like, if there's a KOF that you like, if it's one of the masterpieces, I guess people have been calling them. So like 9802, either version of 98 or 02, because I'm seeing them for the UMs and for vanilla versions. 13, 14, like if you play any of those games, somebody's probably hosting an online tournament for it. And if not, there's probably someone you could find that you can at least play online with and you know, enjoy yourself with. So I think that was really cool. Also shout out to you, Desmond, Dream Cancel, like just giving us these avenues to voice our opinions. It's actually really positive. So I know it's been a long year. I know we went a couple months without doing any podcasts because we had to see like how the community was going to shift when we couldn't do events anymore. So you know, just adapting it to talk about upcoming stuff and the online tournament at large is actually, you know, the scene with that is actually really cool. Also, shout out to my team, Kick Punch Block. We actually are trying to. We've been actually doing our own podcasting for the last couple months. So we're trying to interview more people within different scenes. I think we just did an episode with Rome not too long ago. So you know, we're trying to put spotlights on people who are doing a lot for their scenes. So you know, if you're out there, if you're hosting a tournament, or even if you're just entering tournaments, just keep it up. You know, we'll get through this. We'll get through this, and then we can go back to offline like we always do.
Cool. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Daily Rave Neo, shout outs.
Yeah, I want to first I want to shout out Jesus Christ, and I want to shout out to everybody that's been putting in the work and trying to spread the word on, you know, the SNK games. And shout out to all the tournament organizers, Dream Castle, you, Gibby and them, Hell Pockets, you know, all of the usual suspects, Rome, Marco, you know, even Juice Box. Even
Why'd you say it like that?
because you know what, man, I like to joke on Juice Box, but if we had at least 1,000 people that had his mentality, bro, there would be no such thing as people bitching and complaining about what's broken and not, broken and not, because people actually take the time to study what's going on with the game, you know. So shout outs to him. And see, y'all thought I was gonna shit on Juice Box. No.
I just wasn't sure why he was in his own separate category. That's all.
It did sound kind of cheap, like I was like, here
nah, man.
That was a good one. You got me, man.
I wish I was, dude. I wish I was a quarter of the player that dude. You did. I'm talking about as far as work ethic. But anyway, shout outs to Roll. Shout outs to Help Pockets, Gibby, Metabe, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oda-san and all of them. You know, I hope that the game do not disappoint. I hope he, a man of his word, when he said it's gonna be like another masterpiece. Is that what the fuck he said? Right? He said some shit about him having a masterpiece, right?
And that was most ambitious.
ambitious game. So the thing is, that's my shout outs, and you know, that's about it, man.
Can I ask a random question?
Yes.
Like that ambitious statement got me thinking. What are you guys predicting for base roster size?
The roster size? The roster size most likely is going to be 40 plus.
Well, remember, 14 had 50. I think
I'll say 40 plus.
I'm thinking 40 plus as well. I think if not 50, they might go like a little bit above 50.
Oh, we'll see. I think
when I think ambitious, I think they're gonna cram a shit ton of characters into this fucking game.
I think it's the above. I think they're gonna probably go crazy with the modes. You know, maybe with features and stuff. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Hopefully, they mess around and just do tag mode for shits and giggles. You know what I mean?
If it's a side mode, I can be down with that.
Yeah,
Right.
But you know.
Okay.
Oh, remember that story?
Oh yeah, what you got, man? Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so everybody did their shout outs, right? Because I don't want to go overstep anybody.
I'll do mine last, but yeah, you can. Yeah, I want to hear.
Oh,
what
my
you was gonna
bad,
say.
dude.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No,
All right,
Desmond doesn't shout out to the stream's over.
Okay, this is where it all boils down to, guys. Okay, back in the day, man, I was working at a Aladdin's Castle in the Lake Forest Plaza, if you know what that is, Desmond. And we had King of Fighters 96 in there on the big screen, okay? And that's how I was that's how I got like hooked on King of Fighters, okay? I played that game. I used to steal tokens. I used to I used to use my key and play free games, all that shit. So what happened was, shout outs to Tyrone, who was the manager at the time. He came to me and said, "Hey, Rorik, man, that's my real name, Rorik." He said, "Rorik, I got bad news, man. Some people want to buy the 96, bro."
Oh man.
I said, "What?" He said, "Man, we gotta sell it, dog. So just unplug it. We gotta prepare to sell it." I said, "Wait a minute."
No.
I said, "Wait a minute. Ain't this 94 over there?" He said, "Yeah." "Does it take cards?" He said, "Yeah." Dude, switch the cards.
You switched the cards.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
So yo,
But they didn't. They didn't know.
dude, come on, bro. I'm about to explain it to you.
Okay.
I said, dude, because I saw the people that was coming to buy it. I said, dude,
They ain't
this
gonna know the
kid don't.
difference.
I said, this kid don't know what the fuck King of Fighters is. Switch the motherfucking cards.
Wow.
So we put 94 in that big screen, and we put 96 in the card in the AVS.
Yeah, the little small
AES.
cap. Yeah. Yep.
So I single-handedly got us a King of Fighters in that arcade. Now check this out. Tyrone wound up buying that damn cab. Taking the cab home because Aladdin's Castle had closed down in the plaza. Remember?
Yeah.
So he used to have an anime club at his house, so people used to come over and watch anime on VHS. You know, this bastard charged me to play King of Fighters 96.
Wow.
I said, bro, didn't I get you this fucking game? I can't play for free?
Wow.
Nah, man, I got to make my little money. I said, man, you a old punk ass motherfucker. And then I saw him down his house.
Wow.
And went home.
So he set the coins on for it, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, he went into the dips settings, man. The dip switch on you, man.
Dude,
That's
I'm
messed
like,
up,
wait a
dude.
minute. So I said, bro, I got you this game. I'm the one that said, hey, switch the cards. I said, all right, bro, it's like that.
Yeah, you pulled the finesse, you know. You saved it pretty much. Wow, but that's crazy that person would have known. I mean, if they would have known, they were like, no, this is 94. I want 96. Like,
I mean, it probably was some rich cat that just wanted a fighting game in his room.
No, it was some backwoods people.
Okay.
It was some old hillbillies. It was some hillbillies that came from the swamps that came to buy the game.
Oh, okay,
they didn't know.
So they wasn't like real collectors or whatever, right? So
all they saw was a big screen, dog.
Oh wow,
that's probably what they wanted. They wanted the big screen.
They just wanted the cab, pretty much, and the big screen connection. Okay, word.
Because I caught myself playing the game with the kid, and he didn't know the difference.
Wow, interesting.
That's
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's mad crazy, man. But yo, Daily Rave, man. Thank you so much for coming on here, man. I'm gonna have to put you on here more though, man. Like for sure, dude.
It's okay, man. It's what I do.
Yeah.
I'll
get you on here more for sure. All right, I'm gonna give some shout outs on my end, man. So yeah, man, big ups to all y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining. Appreciate it. Big ups to everybody in the SNK community. All the players, man, no matter whatever skill level, man. Even if you don't play competitively, man. Like shout outs to y'all. Shout outs to all the tournament organizers. Shout outs to SNK, Crispy Kreiser, Kaiser Wave,
say Crispy Kreiser.
Yeah. Man, like, dude, yeah, big shout outs for sure, man. To everybody, man. Everybody in all the different Discords as well, like all the SNK Discords. Shout outs to all of them. But yeah, we're gonna make 2021 good, man. With whatever that we kind of dealt with, so for sure, man. So Let's put in the promo and plugs again, man. So yeah, if you want a t-shirt, go to dreamcastle.com/shop and donate to us on Patreon, where we can keep the wheels going and moving for Dream Council. And visit our Discord server. We have matchmaking in there. We have many different channels and whatnot for it, and we have links to other KOF SNK servers as well. So join us on Discord. And yeah, man, hopefully we see something good for King of Fighters 15 on the 7th of January, man. Oh man, we might have to do a watch party or something. I don't know if they're gonna drop a video or go live or
Or do a stream.
Yeah, stream. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
definitely
it's hard to
see.
tell.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to tell. But yeah, we'll see. I'm really eager. But if y'all cool with it, we'll do a podcast maybe that week or something, or the week after, and just share what we thought from what we saw. So yeah, we'll definitely see everybody in 2021. Happy holidays to everybody that's watching. And
Happy holidays.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. But thank y'all so much. But yeah, this concludes another installment of the Dream Council podcast. I am the host, Desmond KOF, administrator of DreamCouncil.com. And until next time, keep playing, keep learning, and have fun. Peace out.